I'm Joan Benoit Samuelson, long-distance runner and marathoner. Today I'd like to talk to you about nutrition leading up to the marathon. I'm a proponent of the old adage, you are what you eat. As a marathoner and long-distance runner, I tend to eat what I crave. I eat a well-balanced diet, and I don't pay a lot of attention to every little thing that I ingest. However, as an endurance athlete and as a marathoner, I do tend to eat a diet that's high in carbohydrates, a diet that I can easily digest, that is the most advantageous for me as far as minerals and enzymes are concerned, and that makes me perform at the best possible level. I do eat meat, I do eat fish, I do eat poultry, and I just really eat what I crave. I eat a balanced diet. I remember what my mother said to me as a young child: if your plate is colorful, the chances are that you're getting all the vitamins and minerals that you possibly could need. So when I'm preparing dinner for myself or for my husband or for our family, I will look at the colors in the palette of the plate. And I know this sounds very basic, but when you get right down to it, marathoning is a basic sport. It's pure sport. So what I ingest is always as pure as I possibly can make it, especially as it pertains to organic foods, free-range foods, and locally grown foods. We've always had a garden at our house, and I can eat from that garden almost 6 months out of the year. And with climate change, unfortunately, I'm extending the growing season. So whenever possible, I eat right out of our own garden. I eat a diet that's high in carbohydrates and high in protein. I do eat sweets. As a matter of fact, I have a cookie recipe that really is the staple of my diet. It's an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. It's been dissected many times by Nancy Clark, a registered nutritionist who thinks it's high in all of the minerals and vitamins that an athlete needs. It's very palatable. I can eat it when I'm going out the door for a run if I'm hungry. And anybody who comes into our house always reaches into the cookie jar, and more times than not, there are cookies in that cookie jar. And that's really what keeps me going. We need to find the foods that give us the energy to do what we need to do with our own personal training. And whatever those foods may be, eat them. You are what you eat, as I've said, and anything within reason is fair games. Marathoners tend to eat foods that are nutritious. Some marathoners I know eat a lot of junk food. Sometimes they get a lot of empty calories. But if you're eating a balanced diet, you're probably subscribing to all of these foods, and that's okay, because you're going to burn it as fuel with the amount of mileage that you're carrying through your training. I do eat ice cream, and I do eat what some people would call bad foods because I know I can burn those calories. But for the most part, I pay attention to the source of my foods and the vitamin and mineral content of those foods. To tell you the truth, I don't spend a lot of time worrying about what I eat. I just eat and I make sure it's balanced, and I think we sometimes get too hung up with our caloric intake when all that matters is that we're getting the percentage of protein and carbohydrates, fruits and vegetables, etc. that we need. Sometimes marathoners who are very busy in their work and personal lives don't have a lot of time to think about diet and nutrition. These athletes may want to think about supplements and use those supplements. I know there are times when I get concerned that my iron levels aren't what they should be, and I've taken supplements, but for the most part, I've been able to succeed as an athlete by eating a well-balanced diet that incorporates all the foods that we need to sustain our lives. Again, in summing up nutrition, I would say don't get too freaked out about what it is that you are eating. Eat what you crave, eat reasonably, make sure you're taking the time to eat, make sure that you're eating a well-balanced diet, make sure that you're not letting what you're eating cut into your actual marathoning training, because all these things take time. It's important to prepare foods that you like and that you know you're going to benefit from during your endurance training, but don't get too wrapped up in it, because there are foods that you can prepare simply, especially during the time of year when local gardens are producing. So, bon appetit, and this is Joan Benoit Samuelson. Thanks for listening.